Okay, today we're diving into the hilarious chaos of a stage comedy called Standing Room Only. And trust me, this story has got it all. We're talking backstage drama, some pretty big artistic fraud, and maybe even a ghost with a real flair for the dramatic. And this quote? This tells you everything you need to know about the guy at the center of it all, Bernard Wellington. He's a community theater director with some serious delusions of grandeur, and his so-called muse is about to drag everyone into complete and utter pandemonium. So, here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with the big theatrical lie that kicks everything off. Then we'll get into the backstage mayhem, a ghostly little intervention, and finally, how they find an unexpected shot at redemption on opening night. All right, so our story kicks off at the Thornfield Community Playhouse. Now, this place has a ton of history, but as you can probably tell, it's literally falling apart. And inside, a wildly ambitious plan is about to make things, well, even more unstable. See, this isn't just any old play. The director, Bernard Wellington, has announced he's found a lost work by Shakespeare himself. For a tiny theater like this is a massive deal. It's the kind of thing that could either put them on the map or, completely tear them apart. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Love's Labyrinthine Loss is a total fake. Bernard wrote the whole thing himself. He got his old college roommate to authenticate it, and he even stained the pages with Earl Grey tea to make them look old. The entire production is built on a lie. So when your whole show is built on a foundation of lies, it's really no surprise that the production itself becomes a total magnet for chaos. The real drama wasn't in the script, that's for sure. It was all happening right behind the curtain. Oh yeah, this company is basically a powder keg of dysfunction. You've got Bernard, the great pretender. His wife, Eleanor, is the lead actress, and she's in this bitter rivalry with the understudy, Olivia, who also just so happens to be Bernard's ex-girlfriend. Yikes. On top of that, you've got a nervous stage manager hiding a failed safety inspection, a costume designer stealing from the budget, and a mayor who just wants some good PR. It's a recipe for disaster. And if all that personal drama wasn't enough, the theater itself is an actual death trap. The building is crumbling, the wiring's a fire hazard, props are literally falling from the ceiling. The stage for their masterpiece is just about to collapse around them. And things just escalate so fast. Just 3 days before opening, the theater officially fails its safety inspection. The report is terrifying. A day later, all the secrets, the affairs, the embezzlement, they all come spilling out. By opening night, it's not a question of if something will go wrong, but what's going to collapse first, the set, the cast, or Bernard's big lie. You'd think it couldn't possibly get any worse, right? Well, that's when the story takes a supernatural turn. Turns out the theater has one last resident, and he is not a fan of this production. So, let me introduce you to Edgar Blackwood. He was this celebrated actor who actually died on this very stage back in the 19th century, and his ghost is still hanging around. He's a purist, a real guardian of theatrical integrity, and he is deeply, deeply offended by Bernard's fake Shakespeare. Now, the only living person who actually senses something is wrong is Harriet Winters, the stage manager's super sharp-tongued grandmother. She remembers the theater's real history, and her brutal honesty is basically the first crack in the facade, with a little supernatural help on the way. And right when all the arguments are hitting their peak, when every lie is being exposed, Edgar's ghost decides it's time to make his move. The fraudulent, tea-stained manuscript just spontaneously combusts. In one fiery moment, the symbol of their entire deception goes up in smoke. And just like that, they have no play. Then, right in the middle of all that chaos, a total bombshell drops. Olivia, the bitter ex-girlfriend and understudy, she discovers she's the great-granddaughter of the ghost himself, Edgar Blackwood, which means the theater, by right, actually belongs to her. This reveal changes literally everything. So the fake play is toast. We have a true heir, and the path is finally cleared for a genuine discovery. See, the ghost didn't just want to destroy the lie. He wanted to reveal a long-lost truth. I mean, just look at the difference here. Guided by her ancestor's spirit, Olivia finds a real lost play hidden in the theater's foundation, Edgar Blackwood's own masterpiece, The Ghost's Lament. Where Bernard's forgery was all about conflict and lies, Edgar's real play becomes this incredible source of unity and purpose. So now they're facing this insane challenge. They have a real beautiful play, but opening night is just 2 days away. This cast, full of bitter rivals, now has to somehow put all their egos aside, learn a brand new show, and save the theater and themselves in the process. And all of this leads to the grand finale, a mad dash to opening night that ends up being a journey of redemption for every single person involved. So how do they pull it off? Well, it all starts with the truth of Edgar's manuscript. Because they're forced to work together, those old rivalries just melt away and are replaced by actual respect. They pour all that genuine emotion into staging the ghost's lament, and its success is so huge it secures the funding they need to save the theater itself. The transformation is just total. It's incredible. Bitter rivals become collaborative artists. A fake play built on ego gets replaced by an authentic masterpiece. A condemned building is saved and restored. And ultimately, the whole goal shifts from personal fame to the pursuit of truth and art. And there's actually a line from Edgar Blackwood's real play that just sums it all up perfectly. It's this powerful reminder that what really matters isn't the building or some fleeting fame, but the enduring power of honest art. So the story of Standing Room Only kind of leaves us with this question. It seems to suggest that sometimes you have to burn everything down, the lies, the ego, the crumbling facade, to finally find the truth that was just waiting there all along.